G'day, I'm Jason Smith, Director of CashFlow Advantage, and today I'm here with Jason Crofts from Essentia Partners. Thanks for joining us, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Today we're going to have a quick chat about the importance of having the right accountancy firm for small businesses throughout Australia. So, Jason, if you want to just start off by giving us a quick rundown on yourself and your firm.
Essentia Partners is a boutique chartered accounting firm. Our focus has always been on small to medium enterprise, and it's dealing with the real issues, dealing with the day-to-day issues that face small and medium enterprises.
Right, okay, no, excellent. Now, what would you say with the small businesses that you deal with, and you've got a really big cross-section of clients in lots of different industries, in lots of different states, what would you see as some of the biggest challenges facing small businesses?
Without a doubt, whether it be pre-GFC, during GFC, or even post-GFC, it really is cash flow. Cash flow is king, and we see all the time that there's some great business operators out there. They're very good at what they do, but the cash flow is often what brings a lot of businesses down. Sort of managing that process of collecting your money versus paying your creditors versus paying the tax office, that balance is where a lot of small businesses struggle.
We come across that a lot. So, can I ask you, where do you see the role that accountants should play?
Yeah, look,
Jason, I was just going to say to you that we deal with lots of businesses, and what I often see is an accountant's just coming around at tax time.
Look, absolutely. If you have an accountant come around at tax time, really you've just got a bookkeeper. And I know that might sound harsh, but that's a true reality. Every business should have an annual cash flow and an annual budget. It's about the business owner working not only in their business but on their business. They really need to focus on where their cash flow is going to be. There will be peaks, there will be troughs. Good example, around Christmas time, people forget that they might be closed down for 3 or 4 weeks, the manufacturing firm. They've still got to pay the wages.
Yeah.
So they need to manage that cash flow, not in January, but need to think about it many months in advance.
Yeah. So cash flow forecasting is critical.
Absolutely. And another great thing with cash flow forecasting is our lenders and banks love to see it, the tax office love to see it. So if you do get yourself in a little bit of a bind, but you've actually got a plan, and that's part of your business plan, you'll tend to find that you're ahead of most other your competitors.
Why don't small businesses do it? Why don't they cash flow forecast?
Look, I think a lot of people, when they go into business, they're so busy and so focused on what they do best that they don't surround themselves with the right advisors, i.e. their accountants, etc., who advise them this way. And there's a lot of accountants out there who are just doing the year-end tax return and accounts. The world has changed, and you really need to have those correct advisors on board to assist you through the good and the bad times.
So talk to us more about that, because I know you're pretty big on that an accountant isn't just there to do your end of financial year statements.
Look, I say to most of my clients that you should be reviewing your own P&L and balance sheet monthly. You should be talking to or meeting with your accountant at least on a quarterly basis. It's a partnership, and at the end of the day, that partnership can't prosper unless both parties have a full understanding of where the business is heading. And by saying that, we're not saying that the accountant runs your business. There's absolutely no way the accountant runs your business. You do what you do best as the small business owner, but the accountant must play an integral role in assisting you with your financial management.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's really good advice. Another question I had for you here is, what do you see as some of the greatest things that will help a business succeed from an accountant's perspective?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, as I've mentioned, I think your accountant should play an integral part, but what a lot of my clients do now is they set up what they call an advisory board, where they may have external people involved who may be a business coach, it may be their legal advisor, it may be their HR expert. At the end of the day, they can't do everything themselves, and so they need to have that advisory board. And I effectively chair some of those advisory boards with my clients and their other business advisors. We meet on a quarterly basis, and it just makes the business owners stop working in their business, have an overall look, and think about where things are going, and preempt things like cash flow issues.
Yeah, and I think it's probably something to say right here is that we're not talking about businesses turning over $20 million a year or $10 million a year even. Sometimes we're talking about your micro business of $2 million a year.
I'm talking about your mum and dad who run a plumbing business. They will still have the same cash flow issues as a business turning over 20 and 30 million, just at a different level.
Look, I just want, before we finish up, I just want to talk to you about financial statements. I come across a lot of small businesses not having financial statements or not understanding their financial statements. Tell me about that. Like, why is it like that out there?
Well, there's probably two parts to that, and these days with technology, your financial account should be done on a monthly, at a minimum a quarterly basis.
Yeah.
And there is such good accounting software and accounting packages out there that if your accountant's not sort of recommending or putting you into one of those, you're really behind the eight ball.
Yeah.
And the other major part is, as a business owner, you should understand your balance sheet and your P&L. And I'm not saying you need to understand it as the depth of what your accountant would, but you need to understand what that means, because your lenders will look at it. If you get yourself in a bit of cash flow issues, the tax office will want to look at it. So you need to know it yourself and understand and know what it means. And the next meeting with your accountant should be sitting down saying, explain to me what this profit and loss means, explain to me what this balance sheet means in simple terms.
Explain to me where the profit went.
Explain to me where the profit went. Exactly. Is it sitting in debtors? Is it sitting in stock?
Yeah. So how do you convince your clients that the guy who is on the floor, is on the factory floor, or the guy out there who's doing the plumbing, how do you convince him that he's got to understand what a P&L is and a balance sheet is?
Well, I tend to find most of them actually want to. They've just never had someone sit down, or a lot of them have never had someone sit down and explain it to them in simplistic terms.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, your accountant should be someone that you can talk frankly and openly to.
Yeah.
And as I said, most of them want to, they just need explained in simple terms. I often use the analogy, it's no different to your own personal balance sheet.
Yeah.
You have a house, you have a debt against it.
Yeah.
You have a credit card, you have other assets, you have a boat, you have a debt against it. It's
Yeah.
exactly the same in your business.
Yeah.
It's just an assets versus liabilities.
Yeah. Okay. No, great. Look, I think we'll leave it there, Jason. Thanks for coming in today. That's great
No worries.
information. Now, what's the best number if somebody wants to contact Essentia Partners?
Yeah, at Essentia Partners, the best number for us is in Sydney on 02 9843 0999.
Great. Thanks very much, Jason, for your time today, and thanks everybody for watching.